is it? What?
Oh, it's not good.
He had a 2020 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. He was paying $1,200 a month. It has 103,000 miles right now.
Buying a brand new car was the biggest financial mistake we have ever made.
Okay, so today we're going to be taking a look at some good old-fashioned car depreciation and negative equity, or another term for that is just debt. It's almost like it's a competition to buy a vehicle with the worst interest rate and term length to accelerate how underwater you could possibly be in the thing. We are going to take a look at a lot of examples today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But we're going to start off with one that I bet I could magically see into the future. Whoever buy this will lose a ton of money on it down the road.
Would you pay over $72,000 for a Nissan? This is the 2025 Nissan Armada SL rear-wheel drive. It has a starting price of $62,970, an extra $750 for the captain's chairs in the second row, another $3,370 for the Pro Pilot Assist package, which is like the ambient lighting, head-up display, and intelligent all-around view. You've got $400 for the splash guards, another $560 for the crossbars, another $550 for the carpet floor mats, and then a $2,010 destination fee, which brings the total to $70,610. Then this dealership adds another $2,195 for the Nissan Pro Pack, which is basically window tint, wheel locks, and nitrogen in the tires, which brings the total price to $72,805 for the 2025 Nissan Armada.
For a Nissan, a two-wheel drive Nissan at that. I mean, let alone all the extra packages and fees that they added onto it. The starting price is almost $63,000 for this thing. $550 for the floor mats as well, just absolutely ridiculous. And we go right to the comments. $70,000 for an SUV that's not all-wheel drive, and it's a Nissan. Wow. I'd like to know what the price is of the Infiniti version. I believe it's the QX80. If you could bring this up to over $70,000 for a Nissan, both of them will depreciate like crazy. A comment that I just don't agree with. I think people need to adjust their expectations for what $70,000 buys nowadays. The top trim of a Honda Accord is $40,000 now. Do you think that really compares to a $70,000 Nissan? I'd buy it for $40,000. Well, just wait a year or two and it will depreciate to that price. As someone in insurance, please don't buy a Nissan. And we did have an example in a previous video of a car salesman paying for one of these Armadas. I believe it was over $1,500 a month for this. Not worth it in my opinion.
Oh.
What is it? What?
Oh, it's not good.
What is it?
Hold up. Just guess.
Is it 40 grand negative? It's higher than 40 grand?
Yeah.
Get out of here. How? He put negative equity on this one too. He had to have, because the car MSRP was 113.
Well, I'm sure he did. It's a 2023. Oh, man.
God.
Oh, some of these are brutal.
This is annoying.
Yeah, he's about 46 flipped.
God.
That's interestingly not even the worst that we've seen. But unfortunately, he's probably had a multiple string trading in and out of cars, rolling negative over and over and over again. And at this point, his only way out realistically is an EQ.
He's not going to do that. He wants an AMG.
What about an AMG EQ? You should at least present the option. You just got to keep it real with them. Be like, listen, dude, you've got two options at this point. You can either do everything you can to pay this thing down as quickly as you can.
Or put the difference down.
Or that.
And get whatever you want.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Just looking at the amount of negative that he has here, it's pretty clear that there's at least 2, if not 3 cars in a row traded in with negative equity that have gotten him to this point.
And why do you think that is, with the last SUV being an Escalade? All to keep up with appearances, rolling 5 figures worth of negative equity over and over again, and now he's almost $50,000 upside down. It seems like they're trying to put him in an EQ lease, which I understand what they're trying to do. Please do not purchase any of the EQs, especially at MSRP. We're going to see in a second. But honestly, it doesn't look like he should have even had the Escalade in the first place. If he can't cough up the $46,000 that got him into this situation, these are supposed to be luxury vehicles, and it doesn't look like his money could back it up. We have a comment from one of you guys. Every time I watch these, I appreciate my 2 paid off 2014 and 2011 vehicles more and more. Suddenly getting a new car loses its appeal. We could go right over to one of the EQSs that they were talking about in the last clip.
POV, you bought into the Mercedes-Benz EQS 450 plus 580 for over $100,000 last year. Now they're about $45,000, $46,000. I don't care what you guys say, it's got 35,000 miles. I don't want to hear it. These brand new are going between $105,000 to $125,000, even more than that for the AMG 4MATIC.
And Mercedes also knows that these cars are just not very popular right now. That's why there's a lot of lease deals just to get it off the lot. But if you're one of the poor saps who bought it as soon as it came out, or for some reason today in 2025, we saw the MSRP at around 105, could go even higher, within just a year or two, you're looking at half of that value just evaporating. Now, for some reason, if you truly wanted a used version of it, is a much better deal. I just think overall the cars don't look that nice. But we have a comment from this video, just picked one up for $42,000, certified till 2028, unlimited mile warranty with 10 years or 155,000 battery warranty, $116,000 sticker price. I couldn't resist. So there are a lot of price cuts and incentives just to get these off the dealership lot. And especially when we're talking about the luxury brands, the Mercedes, the BMWs, it goes hand in hand with a comment from one of you guys, people destroying their actual lives to look good in their virtual lives. Because as soon as you purchase the EQS or the BMW iX, you know that people are posting it on Facebook and Instagram to show off to everybody else. I've even seen a crazy trend of TikToks like this. My check engine light came on, so I made the most logical decision, just going and buying a brand new car. Another one, girl math is buying a $70,000 car because I didn't want to spend $1,200 for new tires and alignment. I'm pretty sure this is the new Ford Expedition, you know, the same as the Suburbans, the Tahoes, the Escalades, all of those almost school bus vehicles. I needed new tires, I just got a new car instead. Put this on his For You page, not mine. Girl math, I really love these videos because they make me feel sane with the decision I'm about to make in a month or two. I needed new tires and I got a new car. It's gonna be worth $45,000 next year, $25,000 a year after that if it's still running, especially if you're talking about modern cars. So you spend $1,200 a month on payments and insurance instead, probably a little bit more, I would say around $1,500. Girl math, I've done it to avoid an oil change. There's tons of comments like this, and if you think everybody's joking, this isn't serious, it's not actually happening, we could take a look right here.
Buying a brand new car was the biggest financial mistake we have ever made. If you don't know, we had a paid off Ford Expedition. It was a great car, literally drove just fine. All we needed to do was get the tire fixed, and I think we needed a new battery. Very easy, cheap, simple things to do. It wasn't older, it was a 2022. Fit all of our kids, great. And then we saw a 2025 Suburban and we decided, let's do it. It's smart. Like, it has no miles. We'll keep it forever. No, that was the dumbest thing we have ever done. To have a paid off car with no car payment going to a non-paid off car was so dumb.
Why would you ever do that? There's basically no reason. You can't even make the argument that you went from a Ford to a Lincoln. Ooh, now it's luxury. Same thing with Cadillac. Still, honestly, brand new 2022. How much of a difference could 3 years really make? Had basically no issues other than normal maintenance, and you're back into the 4-figure monthly payments for basically no reason. Social media has told people they need the largest and newest cars. Another example up on screen, how I feel looking at my car payment that I somehow thought was reasonable. $830 a month for a Kia. Does not include insurance as well, so you're probably talking around $1,000 a month. 72 months and $830 to have a Kia K5. These salesmen must have been having fun. The commission check must have been amazing. And by the time that 72 months is up with this Kia, it'll basically be worth nothing. $800 for a Kia is wild. 72 months, $59,000, almost $60,000 for a car that's only worth $29,000. What happened? It really does show that I can make one of these videos every single day, showing absolute horror stories like this, but some people will still make this decision and absolutely destroy their finances. A perfect example of somebody stuck in their way is this next clip.
This is going to be a tough approval. We're going to work on a C60 right now, right? You owe 13 on the car?
14.8.
14.8. This car basically is worth $3,000 wholesale.
Yeah, I know, I got screwed.
You want a C63, right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you a really outlandish question. If I gave you 14.8 in a brand new Mitsubishi, would you take it? Build your credit a little bit?
No, I'd rather take my Mercedes.
Would you rather take your Mercedes home? Okay. Can you put down anything else?
I could go to 3, but that means I'm really pushing my budget.
Okay, got it. See if there's any possibility there's anything there. Work that out, okay?
All right.
All right, cool. What was the problem with the bank right now? Is income or the car?
Both.
Both? Okay.
It's the negative equity, the book out on the vehicle as well as
Yeah.
the credit. I told him in 6 months he'll probably flush out of his car.
Just pay it off.
Yeah, I knew I was
14,
screwed
you
on
got
it.
6.
Yeah.
Just pay off your car, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I appreciate it. Keep
Thanks
doing
for
what you're
coming.
doing.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Flipped.
So this kid is so hard-headed that he's almost $15,000 underwater on his Elantra or Sonata, whatever they put up as a picture, that even the salesman was going to give him that negative equity in a Mitsubishi. But no, he absolutely had to have my Mercedes, which it wasn't your Mercedes. You clearly can't afford it. He had to stretch his budget to put $3,000 down, and then the bank refused the loan because the guy made no money along with the previous negative equity, that even these guys couldn't make a deal with him. It really is just astounding, some of the decisions people make. Definition of living above your means. He really held out for that C63. Can't blame him though. That's a serious car. Well, sure, it could be a serious car, but you actually need to be able to afford it. I bet the first time something goes wrong and that maintenance bill comes in at $1,000 or a couple $1,000s because it's an AMG, he'll be completely broke and it'll just sit in the shop. If $3,000 is pushing the budget, you don't need that car. That's exactly what I said. Another comment from you guys not caring what people think will save you a lot of money. But unfortunately, that's just not the way a lot of people are.
So what's the most amount of money you've lost on a car?
Oh, goodness gracious. We lost almost $400,000 on our SF90. We paid $815 for the car and I traded in and I got $400,000 for it. So we lost $415,000 on that car. Yeah.
And that was the peak of the market for that car, right?
It actually got a little bit higher than that. There were some of those cars trading over $900,000 and they just plummeted.
Why do you think that car took such a big hit?
There's a lot of people that don't understand how to use that hybrid system. There's a little setting in the menu that you have to hit charge on the generator to charge the hybrid battery. So I personally know of 3 guys that thought their battery went dead and were going to sell it because they didn't want to be bothered with it. And when I talked to them about it, they had no idea that you had to tell that car to recharge.
So that could be one of the reasons why this took a hit. But if you know anything about the SF90, it came out during COVID when people were making unbelievable amounts of money, right? The stock market's up, everything's perfect. Let's go buy that big brand new house and a supercar and pay over MSRP for an already ridiculously expensive car. And then things started to turn. The job market wasn't as good. Maybe they got laid off. These cars aren't the new hot thing, so they're not as desirable. And it goes from 800,000 down to 400K. I can't imagine losing the price of a house in just a few years on a single vehicle. Unreal to me.
He had a 2020 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. He was paying $1,200 a month. It has 103,000 miles right now. He just bought it last year. He rolled over from a Dodge Charger RT, put $10,000 down, and they were able to get him in this car at a 17 or 18% interest rate. Now, on a whim, he bought a Chevy SS at a 22% interest rate with 111,000 miles. He told the bank with the Scat Pack to come and pick up the car. He wants to keep the Scat Pack and get rid of the Chevy SS. I'm still blown away, man, that you still just bought this 2 days ago.
Yeah. Did they tell you what my payoff was?
Amount right now is $24,897. That means you're going to take an $8,000 loss because you just bought this car on Tuesday. Well, $50,000 on that, and you have 103,000 miles. You bought it for 29 and it's worth 25. You only had $4,000 loss, even though you put $8,000 down.
Whoever the salesmen are for the people in these clips must be having a field day. It was 18 and 22% interest rates, both on vehicles with over 100,000 miles. When I don't really have to say, clearly he didn't have the means to afford either one of them. Right away wanted one of them to get repoed so he didn't have to pay for it anymore. You really can't make this kind of stuff up anymore. The scenarios are actually crazier than anything that I could imagine and make up for a TikTok video. And no matter how many times they try to sugarcoat it with different wording, we have a comment from one of you guys. I have negative equity on my credit cards. Oh wait, that's just called debt. Oh, you're underwater, you're flipped, you have negative equity, all the same wording. Instead of just calling it what it is, you have debt. But people don't like to hear that, and that's how they get further and further into the hole.
I had this girl hit me up from TikTok. She wants to sell us a 2021 Cadillac Escalade ESV. Let's give her a call. All right, so you want to sell me a 2021 Escalade? Is that right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so you told me it has 130,000 miles. You put a lot of miles on this, huh?
Yeah, we were using it for Uber.
Okay. And why do you want to sell it?
So, I guess, like, long story short, I was dating this guy, and I helped him get the car because I knew he was going to do Uber, and we're going to, like, pay it off.
You financed it for how much?
84 months.
84 months? Damn, that's a while. You must have good credit, though.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I got you. So, all right, so look, I just appraised the car. With that mileage, you're looking at about 40,000, on trade-in. So can you bring it by?
No. So we broke up, and I've been trying to call him about this, but he's not, like, picking up. He's not texting me back or anything.
Okay, so there's a whole nother story with the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend that goes along with this, but 130,000 miles on an Escalade for Uber. Like, are you kidding me? We could go straight to the comments. 2021 Cadillac Escalade at $1,600 a month for 84 months is $134,400. Plus whatever she put down, now it's worth only 40 grand. She could have gotten a brand new Suburban for less than 75K and still qualified for Uber X, Uber Black, XL, and after the same amount of mileage, it'd probably be worth $35,000 to $25,000. You have $90,000 in depreciation versus $50,000. Was an additional $40,000 worth the flex? Well, for some people, at least while it's happening and you can drive around that Escalade, it is. Until it catches up to you, you break up with your boyfriend, or maybe the Uber thing isn't working out as well anymore, and you realize that you're just completely screwed now. But we'll go back to that 84-month term length.
More car buyers are choosing 84 month or plus loans to get them through all of this. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so when you have super high prices and super high interest rates, let's say you last bought a car 7, 8 years ago when interest rates were basically nothing, you're getting thousands of dollars off when you're just negotiating with the salesperson. Now you come into the dealership and they're like, sorry, maybe the best we can do is $500 off. That's the max incentive that we can allow. Even if you're a qualified buyer, you're getting close to 7%, maybe over 7% in interest rate. So you walk into the finance office with the number that you had in mind from 7, 8 years ago, thinking, oh, maybe $500-600 a month.
Yeah.
And then they tell you, sorry, it's going to be $1,150 a month for the car that you need for your family right now, or the car that you need to get to work. And really, the only leverage that both the consumer and the finance office has at this point is, can you kick out the loan a year and a half?
Right.
Can you go for a 7-year loan? Can you offer a 7.5, 8-year loan?
So I can understand that the prices of vehicles all across the board have increased dramatically, especially compared to 7 or 8 years ago. But on the other hand, now everybody needs to have some sort of luxury vehicle, maybe not even from a luxury manufacturer. They'll get a Chevy or a Ford, but they want the Expedition or Suburban. That creeps into the luxury market pricing. And that $1,500 or $1,600 a month payment hurts, so we'll just stretch it out for another year or two, so it'll only be $1,100 a month. Overall, you're paying more for the same car that's depreciating every single day, but you absolutely need it because you have a family, 1 or 2 kids. You need a giant SUV just to go to your job and back home. I've seen so many customers ask for 84 months lately and almost never have a substantial down payment. They're double dipping and making a killing when people finance that long. I agree, the sticker price, the MSRP, is already very expensive, and the longer the term length, the more money the dealership's making at the end of the day.
These are the top 10 fastest depreciating vehicles of 2025. Now keep in mind that these are over a 5-year depreciation period. Number 10 is the Cadillac Escalade ESV with a depreciation of about 62.9%. Number 9 is the Tesla Model X with a depreciation of about 63.4% over 5 years. Number 8 is the Maserati Levante with about 63.7% in depreciation. Number 7 is the Nissan Leaf with 64.1% depreciation. Number 6 is the BMW 5 Series Hybrid with 64.7% depreciation. Number 5 is the Maserati Ghibli, which also has 64.7% depreciation. Number 4 is the Infiniti QX80 with 65% depreciation. Number 3 is the Tesla Model S with 65.2% depreciation over a 5-year period. Number 2 is the BMW 7 Series with 67.1% depreciation. And number 1, the fastest depreciating vehicle of 2025, is the Jaguar I-Pace with 72.2% depreciation over 5 years.
72% on a Jaguar, and I mean, I'm not even really surprised. You almost never see them on the road anymore, very unreliable, and with their whole rebranding that they're trying to do that definitely didn't work over the past few months, I'm surprised that the whole company isn't going underwater. But she went over the Infiniti QX80. What I was saying with the first clip and the $72,000 Nissan Armada, the Infiniti version is just a rebadging, and they probably have nice leather seats, but with that 65% depreciation, the same thing's probably going to happen with that new Nissan. Now imagine combining the terrible depreciation we just saw with this type of interest rate.
You think you have a high interest rate on your car? I can guarantee somebody has it worse. Look at this approval right here. You guys can see rate 33.40. 33.40. This was an approval to a 520 score. For all you guys out there who might have a 15% rate, an 18% rate, that's still way better than this. But to be honest with you, this is why having good credit is so important. The difference in payment between a 10% rate and a 35 or 34% rate is significant. I'm talking hundreds of dollars a month. Nevertheless, this is the reality of coming to the dealership with a low credit score. Your terms are going to absolutely suck, and the bank is going to cut you back on whatever car you're looking for, so you're probably not going to leave with what you want.
That's a credit card APR, a bad credit card at that. I was complaining about my 7%. They tried to give me 10% on a 700 credit score. I'm good. And I mean, there are some examples like we saw earlier with the dealership that just couldn't get a deal done. You either have no money down, terrible credit score, no bank will lend to you. But overall, they're going to try everything in their power to get you into something so they could get their commission check. I mean, there's videos like this constantly, almost like it's a badge of honor, showing how much these salesmen spend on the vehicles that they drive.
My name is Jay. I've been here about 8 years, and I think I've spent probably maybe $120,000 here. Jeez. Really? Is that real?
All right, my name is Michael Jameson, MJ the Soldier. I think I spent $150,000 on vehicles here at Town & Country Ford.
Hey, so my name's Thomas. I've been working here for about a month. I'd say I spent probably near 30 grand in this 1 month. Oh, golly.
My name is Savannah. I've been here for 12 years, and I think I've spent $280,000. Oh, yay!
My name is Chesley. I've worked here for 5 years. I think I've spent roughly around $150,000.
We'll go right over to the comments. This is why the middle class stays the middle class. To clarify, this is the full value of the vehicles, not what they actually paid after trade-ins and etc. So what does that mean? Are they not including when they financed the vehicle? So does that mean overall they could have possibly paid even more? I mean, even if that's not the case, everything that was written down on everybody's paper was just absolutely absurd pricing. The kid was there a month and already spent $32,000, and they're all completely fine. 180, you know, $250,000, oh, whatever. It's honestly just a competition for them.
What's the highest monthly car payment you've ever seen?
15 or 1600.
The highest car payment I've ever sold a customer to was $3,950.
Oh, wow.
The highest monthly payment I've seen ever was $1,800. Here, I think it was $1,300 or $1,500. I can't remember.
2,300.
1,400 between there. That's
damn.
Well, no.
What is it?
1,500 even.
So the average was almost $2,000 a month. And I mean, if you're going into these dealerships blind, don't know anything about cars, we've even seen people not know the make and model, what year the car even was, when they had to go into the mechanic for maintenance, you could absolutely get robbed blind. I mean, we could go to the next example with just an absolutely insane decision.
I didn't make the best financial decisions.
What was the worst financial decision you ever made?
Oh my God. I spent $92,000 on my BMW lease that I just ended up giving back to the dealer.
What do you mean?
Well, you can buy the lease out, or you can buy the car out, I mean, at the end and resell it. I didn't do that. I just gave it back. So I would have made money on the car. Like if I was like, okay, because there was like 48 grand left on the car. So if I just gave him 48 grand, I could have sold it back to them probably and made a profit.
So let's say the car was worth 150.
Yeah.
You paid 100 of it.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just bought the rest of it out for 50 and sold it for like 80.
Exactly.
But instead you gave it back.
Yeah. But on top of that, I just realized like I spent $92,000 on a car.
On which one?
Over 3 years. 3 years, Joe.
What car?
My BMW.
The
X6.
Wow.
It's insane.
I mean, you don't make a profit, but you get some of it back. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have made money on a BMW, but just handing over the keys and not selling it back to them, I can't even understand the thought process. BMWs also depreciate like crazy, so whatever he thought he was going to make by selling it back is probably very inflated compared to what he would have actually gotten, but he would have still gotten some money back. And when we've been going through all of these numbers in this video, that does not include insurance rates. What do you pay for insurance? I just had a crash crash out because mine's going from 165 to 225 next month, and now I'm getting quoted 305 plus at other places. I work from home and don't even drive that much. Mine went from 128 to 265 in the past couple months, no accidents. 419 because Michigan is a no-fault state. Mine went from 220 to 300 because of the claims in my area. When I compared other companies, they were even more expensive. Mine went from 250 in Wyoming to 308 just because I moved to Colorado. And these could get even more expensive if you have something like a BMW X6, something luxury and very expensive. So all of the situations that we heard today were probably even worse.
It's called Trevor, who has a 500 credit score, has $2,000 down. I offered him a cash car. He wants a BMW Mercedes. Let's see if we can get a deal.
Hello?
Hey, Trevor.
Hey, Yusuf. What's up?
I was just calling because you sent me a message saying that you're trying to get into a BMW Mercedes.
Yes.
That's gonna be impossible with a 500 credit score and $2,000 down, man. Why don't you just get into a cheap cash car, man? I offered you the Scion TC. I got a Toyota Camry. Those options.
I don't know. I really want to get into the BMW or Mercedes. You got any advice for me?
Best I can tell you is you got to get your credit up, clean car, and I can sell that to you for $2,700.
Okay, well, I drive a 2016 Dodge Challenger, and it has 183,000 miles.
Okay.
And I still owe 21,000. And I think my interest rate is like 17 to 18%.
So in what world do you think $2,000 down is going to get you into a BMW or Mercedes when you have almost a 200,000 mile Challenger that you still owe over $20,000 on? It's amazing that there are almost unlimited amount of clips of these types of insane examples online. I mean, new ones are uploaded basically every day. Why do you think he wants to get into a Mercedes or BMW? No, I don't want to pay cash for a Scion or a Toyota. I want everybody to think that I'm rich because I'm driving around in a luxury vehicle, even though I'm so far underwater and have basically no money to put down. And the further we get along, especially in the days of modern vehicles, these types of examples are only going to get worse because the new vehicles coming out with the lack of reliability and how expensive it is to maintain. This next clip is just talking about electric vehicles, but I feel like this could go for virtually anything that's brand new on the road.
My experience is that an EV is increasingly becoming a computer on wheels or like an iPhone on wheels. And if you think about selling your old iPhone, you better do it before the new one comes out. The EV innovation that's taking place right now is such that every year they get cheaper and way better. And therefore, your best option, if you find one in your hands, is to liquidate it as fast as you can, rather than other business models, which might be more margin maximizing strategies, where you might let inventory sit longer until you find a very specific buyer. The dealers that are crushing it in used EVs are just moving them a lot faster than normal cars, on average 24 days.
So I do agree with the electric vehicles and the advancement in technology every single year. If the range starts hitting 400 or 500 miles, who's going to buy the same one of a few years ago that only has 200 or 300 miles? We've already taken a look at how the depreciation has hit the EV market as a whole, but I would say similar situations will happen with modern day gas vehicles as well. Once they start getting older, the price to maintain the vehicles will just get worse and worse because of all the technology and electronics they have. So the $50,000, $60,000 or $70,000 that you paid will have an even worse depreciation fall off than what we've normally seen over the past 10 years or so. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.